Hello, I'm CGolliver, and my research is on mentoring and job satisfaction and their influence on teacher retention. Schools in Alabama and across the nation have a shortage of highly qualified math and science teachers. During the 2017-18 school year, in Alabama, more than 1,700 uncertified teachers in grades 7 through 12 were teaching core subjects such as math and science. According to Haynes in 2014, roughly 500,000 U.S. teachers either move or leave the profession each year, which costs the United States up to $2.2 billion annually. The Alabama legislators have attempted to attract and retain more teachers. They've installed a federal loan repayment grant for math and science teachers. They've extended emergency certification up to 4 years. They've given pay increases. They've tried to improve retirement benefits. And they've considered recruiting math and science teachers from South Korea. The state also has a statewide mentoring plan for LEAs, and they have money set aside to give mentors a $500 stipend per semester. This study provides insight into why secondary math and science teachers stay or leave the classroom. Also, findings from the data analysis concerning the effectiveness of a mentor program may be used to evaluate and strengthen the LEA's mentor program, as well as the state initiatives, Alabama Math, Science, and Technology Initiative, and Alabama Science in Motion. The purpose of the qualitative research was fourfold. 1, to identify reasons that teachers leave the teaching profession. 2, to identify secondary science and mathematics teachers' perceptions of their school's mentoring program. 3, to explore the effects of mentor programs and job satisfaction concerning teacher retention. And 4, to identify secondary science and mathematics teachers' perceptions of support provided by state programs, AMSTI and ASAM. A cross-sectional study was used since data was collected at just one point in time, using research questions that were descriptive, exploratory, and explanatory. Math and science teachers within the same district were selected to study due to convenience. A qualitative, practical action, grounded theory research design was used to discover emerging patterns in data and to develop a theory grounded in the data in order to diagnose problems with mentoring programs and teacher retention, and to help school systems and state initiatives develop practical solutions to address them. The participants in the study were science and math teachers in grades 7 through 12. The participating teachers were employed in 6 different schools within the same school system in North Alabama, and in order to obtain enough data, all 54 math and science teachers in grades 7 through 12 were invited via email to participate in the study. An online Quatrix questionnaire designed by the researcher was given. It was titled Teacher Perception Survey, Secondary Science and Mathematics Teachers' Perceptions of Mentoring and Job Satisfaction. It consisted of multiple choice, ranking, and open-ended questions. Multiple choice questions were used to collect demographic information. A total of 21 responses were collected from 8 math teachers and 13 science teachers. From the 21 responses, 18 teachers had a degree in their content area, and the other 3 had taken the praxis to be able to teach math or science. The number of years that participants had been teaching ranged from 1 to 32 years, with a median of approximately 13 years in the classroom. After administering the questionnaire, qualitative data from open-ended questions were coded for recurring themes using the Quatrix platform. For the quantitative data from ranking questions, the mean and standard deviation were found through Quatrix, and used to support the qualitative findings. Research question 1 was, why did new teachers leave a school and or the teaching profession? So in an open-ended question, I asked, what do you think needs to be done to keep more teachers in the classroom? Key phrases were coded and sorted and then used to identify categories. So we see here different categories that emerged: pay for work done, administrative support, and also we see work conditions. Now, to further assist in answering research question 1, another open-ended question was asked. Have you ever seriously considered leaving your job to do something other than teaching? And explain your reasons for wanting to stay or leave. So here we see the reasons teachers gave for wanting to stay. There were 13 teachers that responded that they wanted to stay in the classroom, had not thought about leaving. Here we see reasons that 5 teachers gave for wanting to leave. 7 teachers gave for wanting to leave. So here I added a 4th category of emotional well-being. I also took some of the other phrases and linked those to categories that I had established from the earlier question. So putting it all together, here we have it all in one chart. So looking at research question 1, findings from the study were similar to study findings in the review of literature. Job satisfaction influenced the teacher's desire to stay or leave the classroom. Common themes found in the data that influenced job satisfaction were emotional well-being, support, work conditions, and pay for work done. You notice with support, I added in parents, I have administrators, I have mentors, and then I have the AMSTI ASIM programs. I feel that a bridge of support can be formed when administrators, parents, peer mentors, as well as outside mentors and coaches are working in harmony to give new teachers the support that they need to be successful. And similar findings were found by Darling Hammond as well as Kelly. And those are can be found on my reference page. Research question 2. What were teachers' perceptions of the effectiveness of the school's mentoring program? I asked in another open-ended question, what do you think could be done to improve the mentoring program at your school? And topics, key phrases that appeared while coding the text are listed in the pink box. These findings are also similar to those found in the literature review. According to Martin, new teachers need professional learning opportunities to observe experience, subject-specific teachers who are effective in delivering content and in managing a classroom so that they could learn and improve. Research question 3. Did a mentoring program influence teacher retention for new teachers? 19 of the 21 participating teachers responded that they were either assigned a face-to-face peer mentor or had someone at the school who acted as a mentor to them. The 2 teachers who responded that they did not have a mentor were in the group of 7 teachers who had considered leaving the profession. In the questionnaire, teachers were asked if they agreed, were neutral, or disagreed to some statements that you see here. One having to do with research question 3, was the additional support I received as a new teacher has been important in my decision to continue teaching. Of the 19 teachers who had mentors and were given this item, 7 teachers disagreed. The others either agreed or were neutral. Most of the teachers agreed that their mentor helped them with everyday school procedures, classroom management, and district policies, and also improved their instructional practices and improved student learning. To help retain teachers, a 2014 report by Haynes and the Alliance for Excellent Education recommended a comprehensive induction program like the one developed by the New Teacher Center that had been implemented in over 40 states. The model consisted of at least 2 years of new teacher support, high-quality mentors who had been carefully selected and well prepared, dedicated time for new teacher professional learning, continuous formative assessment of new teachers to help them grow professionally, and ongoing support from school leaders. Teachers who received such support had higher levels of job satisfaction, rated higher in their classroom teaching practices, and were associated with higher levels of student achievement. For research question number 4, what were teachers' perceptions of the effectiveness of the mentoring, training, and support offered by the Alabama Math, Science, and Technology Initiative, also known as AMSTI, and Alabama Science in Motion, known as ASAM? Of the 21 participants, 19 responded that they had been trained by one or both programs. So almost 90%, 17 of the 19 teachers, answered that the training they received from these programs has made them a better teacher and has helped them do a better job getting students to understand difficult concepts. Looking at this graph, we see that most of the teachers responded that their specialist was a good mentor and was helpful when they started the AMSTI ASIM programs. They also thought their specialist had helped with content knowledge, instructional strategies, and pedagogy, had offered to help with lessons that they were not comfortable teaching on their own, and most agreed their specialist had offered to help with hands-on activities with their students. Actually, all 19 agreed, and we see that here with the green line. We've got the key down here at the bottom that I failed to mention. Agree was green, neutral was blue, disagree yellow if you were having trouble reading the key. And that was the same for this previous graph that I had up here. Green agree, blue neutral, and yellow disagree. So when it comes to reflections, I've already made connections to previous research. So how can these findings be used in a practical setting? Well, the major themes that emerged related to teachers' desire to stay or leave the classroom were emotional well-being, administrative support, pay, and work conditions. So it's recommended that the school system develop a plan to make sure that improvement in these 4 categories is a priority. Now, AMSTI ASIM provides subject-specific specialists as mentors to new teachers. Teachers receive professional learning opportunities in content and pedagogy, networking opportunities with other same discipline teachers, emotional support, classroom support through student-centered coaching, as well as materials and equipment. So it's recommended that these initiatives continue offering support to teachers and that specialists continue to receive ongoing professional learning opportunities to improve as mentors and as coaches. Recommendations for future research. In the future, I think that more school systems should be involved in the study if the study is repeated. The current study could be considered a pilot study so that the questionnaire could be analyzed and edited to increase validity of the questions. I feel that the open-ended questions gave the most useful information, so I propose in the next study, should it arise, that it should also include interview questions with predetermined, open-ended, and clarifying questions, and conducted with a small, purposeful sampling of teachers. Also, I think that some of these survey items could be used by AMSTI, ASIM, to conduct a statewide survey of math and science teachers to inform decision making. I have learned that research is a time-consuming process that must be well planned from the beginning in order to receive IRB approval, site permissions, and participant permissions. The review of literature was a daunting process, as well as analyzing the data to develop grounded theories. I want to thank you, Dr. Cornelius, for your guidance and for giving us small group assignments to turn in chapter by chapter so that it was not so overwhelming. You made the research process doable. Here is an ending slide that contains the references either written or mentioned in this presentation. Thank you for joining me.